Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about more on the double entry problem that I see with Philippine-based accounting teams. So typically what the process looks like in a firm that hasn't already adopted this agentic operating principle is that you have a list of documents. So whether these be receipts or like agreements, contracts between firms that are basically just documents that are submitted to the company that either legal or accounting reads them and they categorize it and classify this transaction and record it into the accounting software of their choice. So when you look at step one, it's a doc plus classification. And number two is it's a recording into the accounting software. So to record. Now, the human still needs to read contracts and classify them properly. So let's say you buy a 1 kilogram worth of chicken. Let's say you're a restaurant. A human would look at that and say, okay, this is a expense. It's not an asset. It's an expense. And the human could have a list of rules that decide, okay, this is how chicken, whenever we buy chicken, is going to be classified because we're a restaurant. So, and then they just record that into their accounting software. At the end of every month, the BIR requires you to report, to file these tax forms. So what your accountant would be doing, or if you're a sole prop, what you would be doing is you would read the numbers from your accounting software and you would type them into EBIR forms. So you query, fetch the numbers, and you type them. Into EBIR forms. And at the end, I think you also need to submit, and you also need to download the PDFs that you submitted. You'll also need to file them somewhere like G Drive. You need to save the email receipt from the BIR saying that they got your tax form. So save email receipt. All busy work, in my opinion, because given that you're using your human power and labor as your operating mechanism for all of this, and let's say that you're 100% accurate, let's say that you're super smart. When you scale, let's say you're running an accounting firm, when you scale, and let's say that all humans are 100% accurate, you're then bottlenecked by typing. It's literally just typing. You're bottlenecked by looking at Xero and typing those same numbers into this really, really old legacy government app. So if you're an accounting firm, if you wanted to scale to 200 accountants to handle more clients, that was the only way to do it. Unless you had an AI that was able to read the accounting software numbers and also type them for you. Then you wouldn't need to scale headcount because the AI is really, really cheap it's really, really cheap for an AI to read numbers and write them. I think we all already know that. And that is basically what I'm trying to achieve with EBIR forms, the CLI, essentially. The CLI is basically an interface for the robot to read your accounts and also write them and submit them. So that is the process. You won't be bottlenecked by typing. You'll just be bottlenecked by how good can you actually configure your software in order to do this. And again, if this is something interesting for you, and if this is something that you want to implement in your org, do let me know. I'm looking for beta testers for our CLI. Thanks.